As you can see here, we have a drag and drop email template, but the most important thing is that all the information here can be personalized with data from Snowflake.
Welcome to Powered by Snowflake, where I interview technology leaders building businesses and applications on Snowflake. I'm your host, Daniel Myers, and today I'm talking with George Xing, co-founder and CEO of Supergrain. Supergrain is a customer engagement platform for modern marketing teams, powered by Snowflake. George, how are you today?
Doing great. Glad to be here, Daniel.
I'm excited to have you on the show today. So, in your own words, tell me what exactly is Supergrain and what makes it so different?
Yeah, Supergrain is a customer engagement platform built natively for the Snowflake data cloud. And what that means is we give marketers the ability to create segments and run personalized marketing campaigns using their own data infrastructure.
That's awesome. So, as the co-founder of this company, tell me more about your history and what's the origin story of the company?
Absolutely. So it actually starts more than 8 years ago when I joined Lyft as the first data hire, and I spent about 6 years building and leading the data and analytics teams there. One of the things that I realized working with marketing and growth leaders at Lyft is that there's so many challenges with moving data into existing and traditional customer engagement platforms. So besides the fact that it takes weeks, if not months, to move data in, once the data gets in, there's a lot of limitations when it comes to defining the segments that marketers actually want to use to run campaigns. And it creates a lot of pain. Marketers end up spending all their time just battling data problems when at the end of the day, they just want to run better marketing campaigns. And that's the problem that we're trying to solve. So fast forward to 2 years ago, my co-founder Tom and I started looking at this problem and realized, hey, there's a better approach to this, which is what we consider to be a warehouse native approach, building Supergrain and building marketing software directly on top of the customer's Snowflake, which I'm excited to talk about today.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so, yeah, I mean, with that, let's see a demo.
For sure. Let's jump into it. Yeah, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about is just how Supergrain fits into the modern Snowflake ecosystem. And a lot of our customers that we talk to want to understand, okay, if they're already on Snowflake, how does Supergrain fit in and how does Supergrain talk to Snowflake? And the first thing to talk about maybe is just that Supergrain is a Snowflake connected application. So what that means is that we read and write directly to and from Snowflake. We run directly on top of the customer's Snowflake instance. We're not storing a separate copy of the customer's data. And you can see that these arrows have us pointing directly to and from the centerpiece of this, which is what we call the customer domain, but this is essentially the customer's cloud. And again, all this is powered by Snowflake at the center.
That's really awesome. So tell me more about, why did you choose the Snowflake connected app architecture?
Yeah, there's a few reasons. Obviously, performance was really important for us. Marketers want to be able to run campaigns fast. They want their queries to return really quickly when they're building segments. So Snowflake gave us the performance and the power that we needed. It was very scalable. So when you're sending messages and emails to users, you're often doing that to millions of users at scale. And we needed a platform that would enable us to support those workloads. But the most important piece was just that customers were already using Snowflake, right? Customers were storing their customer data and using Snowflake as the single source of truth. And so that just made it a no-brainer for us to integrate deeply with Snowflake in the connected app architecture.
That makes a lot of sense. And it seems to be a growing trend that customers want to maintain control and access and govern their own data. So it really seems like this connected app architecture that you've chosen is empowering Supergrain to give that access and that control to your customers. That's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And in terms of how this works, customers have all this data on the left-hand side, whether it's website data, mobile app data, data from their customer support systems, billing systems, transactional information from their production databases. They have a number of different ways to get data into Snowflake, but once it's there, they have all of this clean data that they need to operationalize, and that's where Supergrain comes in. Once data is in Snowflake, Supergrain connects directly to it to enable marketers to perform customer segmentation, cross-channel orchestration, run personalized messaging campaigns, and ultimately report on the performance of those campaigns and improve the ROI, which is what marketers really want to do at the end of the day.
That's pretty exciting. Let's see an actual live demo of it.
Let's jump into it. So the first thing I wanted to show you is this is an example of a customer's Snowflake instance. And you can see this demo database. They have a number of tables, and this corresponds to data sets that they might have, tables that they might have in their existing Snowflake instance. So for example, there's a support tickets table that has all their support ticket information. And what we're going to do is see how we are able to map and pull that data into Supergrain, create segments, and then run campaigns based on that. In Supergrain, the first thing that we'll do is create a model. And what this means is that we can map and point to data sets that are directly within the customer Snowflake instance. And you can see, for example, a list of tables that live within the customer Snowflake instance. Let's use the support tickets example that we just looked at. You can see a preview of the information, and then at this point, create what we call a model for support tickets. Select the primary key, which in this case is ticket ID. And then here, this is a critical piece. Define the join relationship between the users and the support tickets. And what this allows us to do is for Supergrain to write the correct SQL query against Snowflake so that the marketers don't have to worry about joins and the complexity of SQL. They just have to worry about what business logic they want to express. And so after we create a model, that's pretty much it. As you can see, there's a support tickets model now. This is great. The next step that we want to do is create a segment. Now, a segment is a group of users that fulfill a certain set of criteria. They've performed a certain type of action. For this example, we want to create a segment of users that we want to drop a coupon on. We want to offer a promotion. And specifically, we want to give promotions to users that have viewed pages on our website, maybe sometime in the last 90 days. But for whatever reason, they haven't purchased. So they've purchased exactly 0 times. And just for good measure, we want to make sure that the users that we give a coupon to are also high-value users. So we want to check that their lifetime value is greater than 500. What we can do at this point is run a preview, see that there's many, many users, 262 to be exact, in this segment. Save this segment as coupon users. And then we can set, importantly, the refresh frequency, which is how often the segment is actually being refreshed against Snowflake. And what Supergrain is doing under the hood is running a SQL query against Snowflake and keeping the data up to date and the segment refreshed up to date inside the customer Snowflake instance. So as you can see here, we've now created this new segment called coupon users. Great. The real magic starts when you can actually do something with segments. And so the next step is to actually send an email to these users that we've created. So now what we can do is go through this newsletter flow, pick a promotion newsletter template, and say, this is my 50% off sale. And as you can see here, we have a drag and drop email template, but the most important thing is that all the information here can be personalized with data from Snowflake. So the same information and the same user properties and attributes that already exist in the customer Snowflake instance are available directly for use in this email. So I can choose any of these properties, insert them into my email, and then send this off to my list of users. This is my email. And importantly, I can select the coupon users segment that I just created and send this off. Now, I'm going to not send this right now because I don't want to send a fake email. But to give you a sense of what this looks like when people do click and open these emails, we can show you the reporting and show you the deliverability stats, the opens and the clicks that the email actually receives. And the final thing I'll say is this view is also powered by Snowflake. So what Supergrain is doing is it's running and writing queries against the customer Snowflake instance to power this reporting view. The campaign events, the email clicks, the email open events are being written back into Snowflake for consumption, whether it's through this reporting interface or through any BI tool that the customer already uses.
This is an incredibly powerful platform that you've built. And it's really cool to see how you're able to define those segments and then actually leverage those segments to take some action, such as a newsletter. When building out this platform, you mentioned that a large reason why you chose Snowflake was because your customers are already using Snowflake. What other considerations, like what was your actual process of testing out Snowflake? Did you have a proof of concept stage, or what were the other considerations that you took into account when landing and building on Snowflake?
Yeah, so fortunately, we were already Snowflake customers ourselves from the beginning. We were using Snowflake for our own internal analytics to understand our customers better. And so we had a lot of confidence working with Snowflake already that it would be able to support our workloads. One of the things that we did was we created a lot of sample data sets, as you saw, and just tried to run our app on top of those sample data sets that we created within our own Snowflake instance, and it worked. And so that gave us a lot of confidence that we would be able to scale this out to other customers, bigger workloads, more diverse workloads.
That's exciting. That's exciting. So, 6 months, 1 year down the line, what should your customers get excited about? Like, what's next for Supergrain?
Our vision and where we're headed is that we want to create the fastest, easiest, most frictionless customer engagement product experience for marketers. And what that means is, today we've created the ability for them to define segments, run personalized messaging campaigns. Where we want to head next is overlay that with intelligence, with more real-time workloads. And what I'll say is that over the last few years, we've seen enormous advancements in the underlying data infrastructure to enable some of the things that we've already been able to do. And I think Snowflake's been at the forefront of that innovation. And we're really excited for Snowflake to continue to invest in things like streaming workloads and machine learning workloads, which will enable us to leverage those capabilities and translate that into better product experiences for our users.
That's exciting. So for our viewers here today, if they want to learn more about you and about Supergrain, where should they go?
You can check out our website at supergrain.com. You can also reach out to me directly at george@supergrain.com, and we're happy to show you a demo and share more about what we're building.
George, it was great having you on the show and learning all about Supergrain, its history, and about the platform that you've built.
Thanks for having me.
And for everybody viewing here today, if you're looking to build your application on Snowflake, be sure and check out developers.snowflake.com, and be sure to check out the other videos that we have of startups and companies who are also building on Snowflake. Thanks.